Oh no, guys, it's NikoTheLegend again, here to give you another Mass Effect Andromeda update that you probably already know. Yes, it has to do with all the other stuff I talked about being on ice, Anthem, Mass Effect Killer, Corian DLC, MIA. But this is talking about something that kind of caught my eye a little bit. It was a little interesting to see. I was looking up news and articles, and maybe there was something I could poke around and find something to talk about. So this one was actually pretty interesting, and it's talking about the cliffhangers and the sequel, possible sequel to Mass Effect Andromeda. And basically this article discusses the fact that Mass Effect Andromeda was led to many cliffhangers, many storylines, many quests that seemed a little unfinished. I'll go into examples a little bit later. Duly noted that this article was posted before E3, May 11th of this year. So stuff I've already talked about before it's newer news than what this is talking about. But, it was interesting to me. So this article, like I said, talks about the sequel, a possible sequel, but we know that for a fact that, Montreal studios have been, shifted, staff being shifted over here, working on a new IP, which we now know is Anthem. They were talking about a Destiny type game. So we know for a fact that, it's on ice. The game is on ice. Supposedly. No DLC has been announced, for E3, but I just want to talk about all these cliffhangers that the game has presented to us. And I'll list a few examples. So one example is talking about the whole Sloan Kelly mission on Kadara. So this guy who I think his name is Reyes, or I can't remember his name exactly, but he's the guy that was kind of not with Sloan Kelly's ideals or ideas on how to properly run Kadara. And there was a choice in the game to where you can actually decide to shoot Sloan Kelly or shoot this guy. But, on my playthrough, I let him go, and then he's like, I'll be back, this isn't the end of me. But then later on in the game, you find out that storyline has ended for the time being, and nothing really happened. You're just left on a cliffhanger. It was the same thing when there was this rogue AI that you save on the ice planet, the ice world, with all the Angarians, and it's a rogue AI. It's underground, and you have a choice if you want to save it or not. And saving it, just means you put it in next to Sam Node, and it's just like, oh, thanks, I can talk to Sam now. And the Angarians are freaking pissed about it. But, it was a rogue AI, and it didn't really see that much potential or anything that had to do with story. It would have been really cool if they had, an Overlord type thing, like for Mass Effect 2, where the AI becomes too advanced, it goes crazy, and you kind of feel like you made the wrong mistake, something like that. But we never got that. There was also the whole Ket arc story in the Remnant, there was just so many answers. There were so many questions left unanswered. We had no idea what was going to go on with them. Can you really explain all that stuff? The new Angarians, the Ket, the Remnant, the origins of all these people in one game? No, you can't. You need a whole trilogy like the original one, like the Reaper trilogy. This is like the Ket trilogy, Andromeda, whatever you want to call it. And so there's a bunch of other cliffhangers that were left, especially the unknown benefactor, the one who actually funded the Andromeda Initiative, killed Jan Garson, hired Scott Ryder, and there was nothing we could figure out there. It was just left to debate, and it's like, I'll figure this out later. And then last but not least, the Corian DLC at the end, where you just flying in front of Habitat 7. And it's like, oh, it could be populated now. And at the same time, we got a little Corian DLC, dialogue going on, some transmissions, and you guys know the Apex transmission with the Corians and all that stuff. And it's just like, you should do something. You should, all these unanswered things. And we thought Mass Effect 3 was bad because, the ending of the game had really no closure on the stuff we made. But it's really hard to tell even with the extended cut, what was worse, the Mass Effect 3 extended cut ending or the fact that this is Cliffhanger 2. Do know that Mass Effect really does love having cliffhanger endings. But that's because they know for a fact they're going to work on another game. Like the first Mass Effect, you find out that the Reapers are Sovereign's not the main Reaper, right? There's so many more just waiting, and they're just on the edge of dark space and all this, and you're like, I'm Shepard, we gotta prepare, we're not done yet. And then you're standing in front of the spaceship and it ends, at the end with a cool backdrop and music playing. And we're like, that's awesome. And it's like, okay, perfect for a sequel. And then the second game ends like that too. It's got the Reapers on the edge of dark space. And you're like, yeah, we're okay, now we're ready. And then 3 ends, however way you thought of the Mass Effect 3 ending, the OG ending or the extended cut. I actually like the extended cut ending. I thought it was cool. I mean, at least they did something. And I know the damage was already done, but yeah, they felt bad about that, which, good. I hope you feel bad. Just like they should feel bad for Andromeda. 5 years of development hell. Oh my god. But 3's ending had a kind of a cliffhanger too, because depending on what you do, Commander Shepard could survive. But that was kind of like the only cliffhanger that seemed the most important to us. And, okay, Mass Effect 3 still didn't give us enough closure from all the things we did. But it's really hard. It's really, really hard. And maybe they should have made a Mass Effect 4 instead of Andromeda, but Andromeda was such a cool idea, and it's a game that kind of did something that no other game was really doing, so we were just like, that's freaking awesome. That's so cool. And like, you heard Commander Shepard's voice on this like one teaser trailer for Andromeda, and we're like, whoa, is Commander Shepard in the game? We got our hopes up like that. But then, once you beat the game, cliffhanger central this, and then it's like, okay, that's fine. Sequel time, DLC time. Oh, guess what? Ryder's mom's alive. Oh, wow, that's crazy. This whole time we thought she was dead. I like those kinds of twists. There was a lot of great twists like that. A lot of things that were open-ended that could lead up to possible DLCs, like Corian, the Ryder family secrets, and all that stuff. Mysterious Benefactor. They were all prone to a sequel or DLC. There was just so many possibilities. But there's nothing now. For now. So I just thought that was interesting. I just didn't think about the whole cliffhangers thing. Because I was just kind of thinking of the end result and not like what was happening during the game. So it's kind of nice to know this refresher or this article that someone made, which I thank you for doing this article, sir. And this guy, he talked to the producer for the Mass Effect Andromeda game, So the guy's last name is Gamble, so he helped him out and gave him some answers. But, Anthem. So, guys, what are some of the cliffhangers that you thought that should have been implemented into the game that, should have been completed? Did you think they knew that this would happen before the game was even finished? I mean, come on. There's some time down the road when you're developing a game that you're just sitting there and you're just like, maybe we shouldn't release this? Like Fable 1, anybody? Or Unity? You know what I'm talking about? Or, it's like, let's leave this. Or do you just want to see like a sequel to actual Mass Effect 4 that actually continues the Shepard story? Or you want to see more Andromeda? Oh my god, I don't know. But, think about it. Let me know. Like, comment, subscribe. Dislike. I know you guys love disliking me, but that's great. I'm wearing a hoodie now. So thanks again, guys. This has been another Mass Effect Andromeda wrap-up update. This is not really an update. I'm kind of lying to you. This is like a pre-date. So, catch you later, guys.